Mr. Gatsby, glad to see you, sir.
Make us a cold drink. You know I love you.
You forget there's a lady present?
You kiss Nick too.
What a low, vulgar girl.
I don't care. Blessed precious, come to your mother who loves you. The blessed precious, did mother get powder on your old yellowy hair? Stand up now and say howdy do.
I got dressed before lunch here.
Do you like your mother's friends? Do you think they're pretty?
Yo, where's Daddy at?
She doesn't look like her father. She looks like me. She's got my hair in shape of the face.
Come, Pammy.
Goodbye, sweetheart.
They certainly look cool.
I read somewhere that the sun's getting hotter every year. Or wait a minute, it's just the opposite. The sun's getting colder every year. Come outside. I'd like you to have a look at the place.
I'm right across from you.
So you are.
What do we do with ourselves this afternoon? And the day after that? And the next 30 years?
Don't be morbid. Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall.
But it's so hot and everything's so confused. Let's go to town.
I've heard of making a garage out of a stable, but I'm the first man to make a stable out of a garage.
Who wants to go to town? Oh, your hair looks so sexy pushed back. Your hair always looks sexy pushed back. Jordan, tell him his hair looks sexy pushed back.
Your hair looks sexy pushed back.
You resemble the advertisement of the man. You know the advertisement of the man.
Alright, I'm perfectly willing to go to town. Come on, we're all going to town. What's the matter anyhow? We're going to town, let's start.
Are we going to go? Like this? Aren't we going to let anyone smoke a cigarette first?
Everybody smoked all through lunch.
Oh, let's have fun. It's too hot to fuss. Have it your own way. Come on, Jordan.
Have you got your stables here?
About a quarter of a mile down the road.
Oh.
I don't see the idea of going to town. Women get these notions in their heads.
Shall we get anything to drink?
I can't say anything in this house, old sport.
She's got an indiscreet voice. It's full of...
Her voice is full of money, old sport. Shall we all take my car?
Is it standard shift?
Yes.
Well, you take my truck and let me take your car.
I don't think it has much gas.
Plenty of gas. And if it runs out, we can stop at a drugstore. You can buy anything at a drugstore nowadays. Did you see that?
See what?
You think I'm pretty dumb, don't you? Perhaps I am. But I have almost a second sight that tells me what to do. Maybe you don't believe me, but science.
Alright.
I've been making a small investigation of his past. I could have gone deeper if I'd known.
So you've been to a medium?
What? A medium?
About Gatsby.
About Gatsby? No, I haven't. I said I'd been making a small investigation of his past.
And you found that he was an Oxford man.
An Oxford man? Like hell he is. He wears a pink suit.
Nevertheless, he's an Oxford man.
Oxford, New Mexico, or something like that.
Tom, if you're such a snob, why did you invite him to lunch?
Daisy invited him. They met before we were married, God knows where.
This is a swell suite.
Open another window.
There aren't any.
Well, I guess we better call for an axe.
The thing to do is to forget about the heat. You make it 10 times worse by crabbing about it.
I think you should leave her alone, old sport. Old sport? Old Spice. The man your man can smell like.
Believe in your smell.
And by the way, you were the one who asked her to go to town anyway.
That's a great expression of yours. All this old sport business. Where'd you pick that up?
Now see here, Tom. If you're going to make personal remarks, I won't stay here 1 minute. Go get some ice for the mint julep.
I'd like to ask Mr. Gatsby one more question.
Go on.
What kind of row are you trying to cause in my household?
He isn't causing a row. You're causing a row. Please have a little self-control.
Self-control? I suppose the latest thing is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from Nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's the idea, count me out. Nowadays, people begin sneering at family life and family institutions, and next they'll throw everything overboard and have intermarriage between black and white.
But we're all white here.
I know I'm not very popular. I don't give big parties. I suppose one has to make his house into a pigsty in order to have any friends in the modern world.
That is mahogany.
I have something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Please let's all go home. Why don't we all go home?
I think that's a good idea. Come on, Tom. Nobody wants to drink.
I want to hear what Mr. Gatsby has to tell me.
Well, you know, your wife doesn't love you. She never loved you. She only loved me.
You must be crazy.
She never loved you. Do you hear? She only married you because I was poor and she was tired of waiting for me. It was a terrible mistake, but in her heart, she never loved anyone except me.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Sit down.
Fine. Well then, what's your problem?
What's been going on? I want to hear all about it.
I told you what's going on. Going on for 5 years, and you never knew.
You've been seeing this fellow for 5 years?
Not seeing. No, we couldn't meet. But both of us loved each other all that time, old sport. And you didn't know. I used to laugh sometimes, but there was no laugh in her eyes to think that you don't know.
Oh, that's all. You're crazy! I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago because I didn't know Daisy then. And I'll be damned if I see how you got within a mile of her unless you brought the groceries to the back door. But all the rest of that's a goddamned lie. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
No.
She does, though. The trouble is that sometimes she gets foolish ideas in her head and doesn't know what she's doing. And what's more, I love Daisy too. Once in a while I go off on a spree and make a fool of myself, but I always come back. And in my heart, I love her all the time.
You're revolting. Do you know why we left Chicago? I'm surprised they didn't treat you to the story of that little spree either.
Daisy, that's all over now. It doesn't matter anymore. Just tell him the truth. You never loved him. It's all wiped out forever.
Why, how could I love him, possibly?
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Not Kapiolani?
No.
Not that day when I carried you down from the punch bowl to keep your shoes dry? Daisy?
Please don't. There, Jay. Oh, you want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I can't help what's past. I did love him once, but I loved you too.
You loved me too?
Even that's a lie. She didn't know you were alive. Why, there are things between Daisy and me that you'll never know. Things that neither of us can ever forget.
I want to speak to Daisy alone. She's all excited now.
Even alone, I can't say I never loved Tom. It wouldn't be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to you.
Of course it matters. I'm going to take better care of you from now on.
You don't understand. You're not going to take care of her anymore.
I'm not? And why's that?
Because Daisy's leaving you.
Nonsense.
I am.
She's not leaving me. Certainly not for a common swindler who'd have to steal the ring he put on her finger.
I won't stand this. Oh, please, let's get out.
Who are you anyhow? You're one of that bunch that hangs around with Mayor Wolfsheim. That much I happen to know. I've made a little investigation into your affairs. I'll carry it out further tomorrow.
You can sue yourself about that, old sport.
I found out what your drugstores were.
Please, Tom, I can't stand this anymore.
You two, start on home, Daisy. In Mr. Gatsby's car. Go on. He won't annoy you. I think you realize that his presumptuous little flirtation is over now.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Sam.
And this is my Carly.
Who loves you?
It's your illness.
The blessed precious. Did mother get powder on your old yellow wig hair? Stand up now and say how do you do. Once you make us a cold drink. Shall we get anything to drink?
You two stay at the table, god damn it.
Well, I can't get up if he's not up.
We all get out.
Who are you talking to? Jordan?
Sorry.
Okay, I'll say like go. Now just wait 3 seconds.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm Carl.